My people, it's your buddy Tack. And another vid, Tack? I know, let me crack a cold one. How's everybody doing today? I'm hanging in there. Now look at this sad state I have in front of me. Blackjack Tac Ops 4. Oh man, what the hell happened to that? Well, it's not my knife, because you know I would not jab it at my buddy, but I take better care of it than he did. This is Bush's knife. I gave this to him for, I don't know, birthday, Christmas, something like that. You know, the rest of it, where the paint is, looks okay. Now, being 1095 carbon steel, you know how it is if you don't take care of a carbon steel. So I'm going to try to get the rust off this. Now, there's 75 different ways to do this. Sandpaper if you want to get brutal. Vinegar and water. You could stick it in a potato for a couple of days. That'll actually take some off. There's a zillion ways. And if you got any cool tips and tricks, you put it down in the comment section below. But we're going to try this method and see how this goes. Got some baking soda and water. Made a little paste. Little scotch-brite pad. We're going to try this out. Now first we'll put it on. And let it soak for a little while. And see how this goes. Mix it up. See if this works. I've never actually tried this technique, so it'll be a first for me. It's taking the, see a little bit of shine already under there. I'm thinking this rust is so bad. This ain't regular. It looks deeper a little bit than regular surface rust. Because I want to save some of the green paint on it if I can. I told him when I took it, I might not be able to save the green paint. I might have to go all the way. But we're going to try this. This is, you know, not as abrasive. We'll see how this works. I wanted to be nice at first. If I could fix it up the nice way, I will. But if not, I'll go balls to the wall, if you know what I'm saying. Ooh, you can see that stuff's getting pretty nappy already, isn't it? I'll just give it a good scrub. And after we get it all coated real nice and thick, I'll let it sit for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. And maybe I'll make up some more paste and then we'll take the scotch-brite to it. So we'll see what this does. I think some people said, oh, Coca-Cola, you know how you can clean your damn toilet with that. There's, I've seen a lot of different ways to do this. But this was one I didn't see before, so I wanted to give it a shot. And this will be the test blade. This thing is definitely worthy. It's got enough rust, and it's a really good knife. As soon as he showed it to me, he's like, help! I'm like, what the hell? What the hell are you doing, man? So, yeah, I do all Bush's work for him when I work on his ATV for him. I'll work on whatever. You know, if you're my friend, I'll do whatever I can for you. That's just what I do. It's one of my missions in life. So, we'll let this sit and we'll come back in about 15 minutes. Okay, after about 15 minutes, it took off the little stuff, but look at all that. That's why when I seen this, I was like, ooh, this is going to need a little extra love. Oh, man, I really want to try to save this paint. And it says first production run and stuff like that on it. So we're going to add a little bit more, but now we're going to use the old scotch-brite. So let's load up the old blade. Use like half of it or so. Spread it out, and then we're going to sand the crap out of it. Let's see if we can get some more of this rust off. I friggin' hope we can. So I want to make it nice for him if I can do so. Oh, Brutus is under my feet. Brutus, what are you doing there, kid? Yep, little Bruty, he's still around. Still doing good. You don't want none of this, Brute. So yeah, you can see how it's turning all nappy and stuff. This is looking like it's doing better, but I still think we're gonna have to trying to stay away from the paint if I can. Boy, that tip is really bad. So yeah, I'm using just a scotch-brite. It's not the most abrasive, but and It's a regular scotch-brite. There's different grits of scotch-brite. This is a, whoops. This is a more aggressive one, I thought. But this rust might be so badass. Alright, let's go to the other side. Lay it on nice and thick. Yeah, might have to try that white vinegar too. I heard you like leave it in there overnight or something like that. Let's give it a good. So how's everybody else doing? I'm hanging in there doing my thing. Boy, this side's real bad. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get away with the nice way. You know, I could make it just so good and be good enough, but I really want to, if I can, bring it back to its former glory. You got to be careful with the old tip and the edge too. Just be careful if you're going to try this. So yeah, if this is just light rust, I think this will definitely do it. But this is pretty serious, so I think we're going to have to go to something a little bit more brutal than this. But it was worth a shot, right? So I'll do a little bit more of this, and then I'll leave it on there, and 10 more minutes we'll come back and take a look at it. Okay, so this is what it did to it. There's still a lot of staining, and yeah, I mean, I was scrubbing the crap out of that. So that does work, but only for very light rust. Because the last thing I wanted to do was actually take sandpaper to it, if I could. But I might have another trick. Let's try something else. Okay, I had to break out the big guns. It's a flapper, 80 grit, little sandpaper for the Dremel. And this is as good as I could get it, because this thing is pretty darn pitted. You know, you don't know until you start removing that rust, but this is as good as I got it. Let me turn on the light for you. Where's the old light? Right about here. So, see, there's still some. And yeah, I got pitted pretty bad. But not too bad. I did remove all the rust. It's just a little pitted. So that's what I ended up coming up with. And here's the old side. You can see how stained and the black. And so yeah, if you let your knife go too far, you really got to whale the crap out of it to bring it back. So I just use this. I got to do the other side still. A little bit of spark action. Not pushing down hard, I'm just letting the tool do the work. I know this is scary doing this, isn't it? So next I'm going to take the regular scotch-brite to it and just scrub the heck out of it. Now I'm not being as nice because you can't. This stuff is so pitted. Yeah, pretty sad. A nice knife. These carbon steels, you really got to stay on top of them. You really do. I know stuff happens, but you know, just do your best when you come in from being outside. Wipe them down. Oil them up. I'm going to take a finer scotch-brite. Well, you can tell the difference as soon as you start doing this. Definitely smoother. I'll do this with like ATV parts and stuff too. And I got a buffing wheel. I did think about getting that, but I didn't want to get too crazy aggressive with this thing. And it's not going to be perfect, but at least all the cancerous rust will be off. And that's what's most important. Just a little bit more of this, and then we'll go to the next step. Yeah, you can just see the pitting. I mean, you would have to remove. I didn't think the rust was that bad. But you can see the little dimples and stuff, and ooh, yeah, it's sad. It's going to shine and look good, and the rust is pretty much going to be gone, but it's just going to be pitted. You know, but the knife is obviously still usable. The last thing I'll do, I don't have any of that glow stuff, whatever, knife polish, but I have Mother's aluminum polish, which, man, this stuff works on frickin' everything. So put this on and work it in. It is a light abrasive. Like I said, it'll shine it up. It's just, yeah, you only can do so much. You can see all that crap coming off. Switch spots. It'll still be usable, and it'll be a lot better than it was. I was hoping it wasn't this bad underneath, but hey, you don't know until you get there, so just be careful not to slice yourself, especially with these convex grinds. They're sharp as heck. A little bit more and we'll be done with this. So there you go. Not too bad. Like I said, at least the rust is gone, but it is pitted and stuff. You know, I could sand it, get real sandpaper out and sand the crap out of it and totally level it out, but I don't want to take away a bunch of metal. But that's as good as I could get it for the most part. Now we'll put a little bit of oil on it, which, Bush, you should have did this in the first place, damn it. We wouldn't have went through all this. Nice. At least the paint, you know, painted part did protect it, but hey, you don't want to even rely on that. You want to take care of your stuff. So yeah, if you just, even if you don't use your knife, you pull it out of storage, do this once a year. Unless you live in a really humid spot, then your house ain't climate control and stuff. Then you got to do it more. But if it is minimum, just do it once a year real quick. Give it a quickie. So there we go. At least all the rust is gone. And at least I did save the paint too. I didn't get to save the first production run on there, which is a bummer. But that'll wear off anyways with use. So there you go. Not perfect. Hey, if you guys got some better solutions, put them down in the comment section below. Okay, I wasn't happy with it, so I ended up taking it on the buffing wheel. It's hard to see because of the reflection, but that's better. Okay. It's not perfect, but that is a lot better than it was. Yeah, I guess when it's just that friggin' bad, you can't mess around. You just gotta go with a buffer, you know what I'm saying, to really get it off. I should have just I didn't know it was that bad. I would have started there, but that ended up a lot better. Now I'm happy.